So in this episode, I'll be discussing the my 3x3 challenge, talking about 3 things that you might not know about me, and then trying to call out 3 other motovloggers. Stay tuned.
Green Sally up, green Sally down, last done start, gotta tell the ground. Green Sally up, green Sally down, last done start, gotta tell the ground. Green Sally up, green Sally down, last done start, gotta tell the ground. Green Sally up, green Sally down, last done start, gotta tell the ground. Green Sally up, green Sally down, last done start, gotta tell the ground. Oh, Miss Lucy dead and gone, left me here to weep and moan.
Good talk, everyone. It's your boy Bly here with IronCrossRacing, coming to you on a Sunday in the Texas Hill Country. It's decided not to rain for 5 seconds, so decided to hop on the old scoot, the Silver Bullet, get out here and start shooting some vids. I've been needing to do a 3x3 challenge. I was called out by DiG The Hound, one of my buds. If you haven't checked out his site, check it out here. So, what don't you know about me? So, item number 1. One thing that you guys might not know about me, you might have seen that I do have an airborne badge on my vest. I am an Army veteran. I served 3 years in the United States Army. I was with the 10th Mountain Division. And as the badge, airborne badge shows, I was airborne qualified. I joined quite a few years ago. Let me start from the beginning. So when I grew up, for some reason, I was a very militant teenager. Don't know why. Just always had this fascination with all things military related, both battles, tactics, weapons of war. I mean, I would go to the library as far as I can remember, like age 7 or 8. And, you know, kids are checking out books on God knows what, probably comics and coloring books and things like that. And I'm checking out like Weapons Encyclopedia of the World, Tanks of the World, Planes of the World. I also had this real fascination with all things military. So anyways, when I was a sophomore in high school, I decided I wanted to be a pilot, join the Air Force. Really loved a lot of things about jets, planes, just really wanted to do the whole pilot thing. So I went down to the recruiter's office, and this is in a day before the internet, you know, so you couldn't really look up a lot of information. You had to kind of trust what people told you. So I went down to the recruiter's office, said, hey, I want to join the Air Force, I want to be a pilot. So they told me, yeah, you can't do that. It's like everybody wants to be a pilot. Now you could be, you know, you can go and do something else. We got plenty of other jobs for you. Ultimately, what he told me was too difficult to become a pilot. You had to have a bunch of criteria and straight A's all through your entire life, and you know, letters from congressmen and all this other stuff. Now, maybe you thought I wanted to go to the Air Force Academy, but I just said I wanted to be a pilot. Long story short, my dreams of being a pilot were smashed at a very young age. So, fast forward a year later, still wanted to join the military. So, when I was a junior in high school, I went back down there and I was like, well, who else do we got? You know, so I was like, hey, let me go check out the Army. Talked to the Army, like what I heard. Fast forward, next thing you know, I'm down at MEPS, you know, getting all poked and prodded, seeing if I'm eligible to be in the military. What I really wanted to do was just infantry, airborne. To me, just didn't necessarily want a profession, just wanted to jump out of planes and kill people. Typical young person mentality.
I wanted to be the first kid on my block to get a confirmed kill.
But the funny thing is all the infantry spots were full. So I was pretty much stuck with, you know, I'm down there at MEPS. The job I wanted, infantry, okay, we're talking infantry people, was not available. Well, so I was like, what else do you have? That's combat arms, which means I'd be fighting as opposed to doing like a support role. And they're like, well, we got man pads. I was like, excuse me, man pads? Is that some kind of like male feminine product of some sort? Man pads, man portable air defense systems. I was like, okay, what the hell is that? Stingers? Okay, what's that? Shoulder-fired heat-seeking missiles. I was like, ooh, that sounds kind of cool. Watched the video, I was like, yeah, that's kind of cute. Anyways, so I went in to do air defense with Stinger missiles, and in the great irony of life, instead of flying planes, my job was to shoot them down. So that's number one. So item number two, that piggybacks on that last one a little bit. I have my pilot's license. I know I talked about this a long time ago in one of my vids, but I just kind of mentioned it more than anything. But you know, like I said, even after wanting to be a pilot, fighter pilot back in the day, I always wanted to, you know, still fly planes. So eventually I got to the point where I could actually do that. So saved up some money, started taking some classes, and 40 hours later, which was quite a few months, actually got my pilot's license. Now, that was quite a feat. Flying a plane in the air is quite challenging. The mechanics of it's actually pretty simple. I think that was probably the easiest thing for me, was just the mechanics of actually flying the plane, taking off, landing, maneuvers, emergencies. The thing that was a little bit more difficult, though, was the communication. It's like you think you take off in a plane, and once you get up there, you're just like, blah, 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 you know, tooling around, do whatever I want. No, you're constantly multitasking. Where am I going? What am I doing? What's the next step? Who do I got to talk to? What radio frequency I got to go to? You know, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It's just not that much fun. I mean, you get up there, and I think it's more nerve-wracking than anything, just making sure that you're on top of everything, not breaking the law, not doing this, not doing something that's going to get somebody hurt. Flying is fun. Knowing that you're flying this aircraft in the air is awesome. But the neurotic nature of having to do all this constant communication and all this, just, you know, at least the area I was at, maybe if you're out like rural Alaska and it's not that big of a deal, but when you're in, you know, someplace like Southern California with a ton of air traffic and a ton of airspace all overlapping, you really got to know where you're at, what altitude, whose airspace you're in, what tower, you know, is coming up next in your flight path. I mean, there's just a lot of stuff you got to worry about. So the third thing I thought I'd add to talk about is, I don't know if you tell from my videos or not, but I definitely like going fast. I've liked going fast my whole life, ever since I've had my driver's license. Whether or not it'd be in cars or on bikes, definitely like have an addiction to speed. So the fastest I've ever been is 158 miles an hour. That was with the Richard Petty driving experience, which was a present on my 30th birthday that my wife gave me. 8 laps around Atlanta Motor Speedway in a stock car. And that was a blast. Highly recommend it. Pretty good. Got my shake and bake on. Little shake and bake.
A little bit of shake
And then, wait.
shake and bake. That's our nickname.
Slingshot engaged. Yeah, so that was a blast. So those are my 3 things: military veteran, Army, pilot, and like to go fast. Because if you're not first, you always last. Whoop, whoop. Okay, as far as who I want to call out, that's going to be a tough one, because all the motovloggers I currently know have been called out already. So the only ones I know that have not seen videos are some of the big boys. So I'm going to call out Biking Bird for this 3x3 challenge. Going to call out the Henri one. Great channel. And the third person I want to call out is your mom, because I know she rides.
Oh, no, he didn't.
Don't blame the messenger, at least that's what I heard. Just saying. So again, I want to thank you for watching. If you haven't already, go ahead and press that like button. Also, if you could, go ahead and press that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit that bell notification so you can get alerted whenever I release a new video. I try to do at least one a week. Sometimes I do more than that. So Stay tuned for more good content coming from your boy here, Bly at IronCrossRacing. I will catch you later. Peace.